So there's this new phenomenon on TikTok where it's this, you've probably seen it before. It's like some lonely dude staring to the camera, just nodding his head, and there's words that appear on the screen. The words say something like, I just invested $100 to start an LLC. And, he's nodding and he's nodding. Then I turned that LLC around. I got a small business loan for $5,000 and basically turned $100 into $5,000. Hashtag ROI. Then I use that LLC to deduct my vacation expenses, my meals, my mileage, all the shit. It's a smart tax and financial strategy. Okay, so first things first, this is the dumbest shit I've seen in a while. I've had people send this to me or things like this to me or ask me questions about this. Like, is this a viable strategy? And this is not how any of this shit works. If you spend $100 to start an LLC and you got a business loan, a small business loan for $5,000, that's not making money. That's not making $5,000. That's called borrowing money. That's literally, you can just do that without a business. You just borrow some money from the bank. And then second, you can't just deduct your personal expenses just because you have an LLC. And I'll get into more detail of these here right now. So first with the loan, obviously if you believe that borrowing money equals you made that money, then you are, sincerely a dumbass. Like, that is not how that works. You're borrowing money, and in this case, you're borrowing a small business loan, which means that the money has to be used for business expenses or business operations. If you borrow the money and you took the money and use it for personal expenses, the banks or whoever lent you the money could see that as embezzling the money, and you could get into huge trouble for that. All right, so don't be doing that shit with borrowed money. Now for LLCs, obviously, if you don't know this, if you start an LLC, the main purpose and the only purpose is because you started a business, and a business, as the IRS defines, as an entity that intends to generate a profit. So that means that you're trying to make sales. You might have business expenses related to your business, but you're really trying to make sales and you're really trying to make a profit. Okay, so starting an LLC just so that you can deduct your personal expenses like your meals and your personal vacation, that's not an intent to profit, and that's actually using the LLC for your personal expenses. That's not legal. That's a crime. That's tax fraud, tax evasion. That's all a crime. And if you're reporting many years of these expenses with no sales and no revenue, that's a fast track to criminal charges. Not only that, you're going to be subject probably to a lot of penalties and interests and fines from the IRS if you're caught doing this. Okay, so no, don't start an LLC just to write off your personal expenses. The only reason to start an LLC is because you started a business and you maybe wanted some legal liability protection for your business. And so, there's a whole nother thing that goes into that, where you got to have your own LLC checking account. You got to operate your LLC as per your operating agreements. All these things have to be done legitimately in order to run your business. But starting an LLC for this, loophole, which is not really a loophole, that's one of the dumbest shits I've ever heard this year so far. Also, what's up with the dude staring at the camera? I mean, why can't you just make a video where you're just talking about it? Like, why do you gotta stare at like so weirdly and nodding your head and just pointing at the words? I don't understand that either. That must be a popular thing. I don't know. Anyways, that's all I got for today. Thanks for watching. If you're new here, please subscribe to my channel. I'd really appreciate that. And also give this video a like if you really thought it was helpful. And I'm sorry for the rants. It just really irritates me that people are spreading this information. And some people they don't know better, so they might believe it and they might go do it themselves, and it's actually pretty harmful for them. So yeah, if you could all help with just correcting this information as you see it, that would be great. All right, take care. I'll see you next time. Have a good weekend. I hit the function, hit the rose till I hiccup. I hit the stage and leave with money that's a sticker. She picture perfect, so I told him I'm a flicker.